as a kid, I loved Spider-Man, and it never crossed my mind, especially as a kid, that, well, Spider-Man is white. You could never be Spider-Man because you're not white. Because kids don't think like that, right? And for the people who do think like that, maybe your thinking should be, well, you can't be Spider-Man because there's no such thing as radioactive spiders that's going to bite you. That would be even a bigger thing to think about, right? There seems to be, especially in the YouTubes, this thing with race swapping characters or gender swapping characters, and the people who just can't handle it. If the point of stories is to speak to the human condition, then as long as they're human beings playing these parts, you should be able to appreciate it as a human story, right? Now, I can understand why a lot of these, and I'm not picking on a certain demographic, but these 40, 50, 60-year-old white males, they can't handle it when they see these characters from their youth. And maybe it's a woman, or maybe it's a different race of person, and they like freaking out. They have whole channels on YouTube, and they're like, they have millions of followers. I watch them because I want to see what other people are thinking. I watch them and I understand that these are 40, 50, these are middle-aged and older men who their worldview has been cemented like for decades, half a century or more. And it has never been challenged. They've never had to use their imagination and look at a character that didn't look like them and say, well, I can see this character's humanity and I can see the similar humanity in me, regardless of race. They've never done that in their lives, or they've never had to, or never been forced to, because everything in this society has been set up for white males. It's always been geared toward them. Like when they went to see Star Wars, Luke Skywalker was for them. It was like they never had to imagine, themselves as Lando Calrissian, right? They just, everything while during their formative years was always geared toward them. So they never built that frame of reference or that ability to say, race is over here, humanity is over here, and I can relate to this character based on their humanity. And so trying to ask them to do that as 40, 50-year-old men, and they don't have the framework, their worldview, their mental makeup doesn't even have the framework to understand that mindset. So that's why they're all like, they like freak out. They're like, I don't understand, why are they race swapping? Because they don't, and it's not their fault. It's the fact that the world that they grew up in was so limited. Whereas women and other minorities, when we went to see Luke Skywalker, we knew he didn't look like us, but we could use our imagination and just connect with him on a human level and go along for the fantasy ride. And that's something that, well, if you read the book, The Souls of Black Folk, I think it is. Yeah, I think that's it. By Du Bois, right? With the whole idea of the second-sightedness, the gift of second-sightedness, where you're able to look at yourself through other people's eyes. And a lot of people, the fact that it's normal for a lot of us to do that, so we can step into and out of other people, so to speak, kind of the second sight, right? Whereas people who have only seen the world through their own eyes, they don't have that, and they don't even have the framework to understand it, and that's so you can't. I mean, you can get angry with them, but they've never had those formative experiences as kids where it's like, okay, now it's your turn to imagine yourself as something that doesn't look like you, where you strip away the race or the gender and you just focus on the humanity. A lot of them are lacking those experiences in their formative years. Now, as kids, when it happens to children, they adapt like that because they're children. Their worldview has only been, it's still forming, right? Now, when we get these 40, 50, 60-year-old men and say, adjust your worldview, they can't do it. It doesn't even compute. It's like they don't have the framework. They're like, the world doesn't revolve around white males? What are you talking about? They don't even have, it would be unfair to try to explain it to them because they don't have the parameters to understand it. And that's not all of them, obviously. But some of the bigger ones that are like on YouTube and stuff, you can hear when you listen to them, it's like they never had those experiences growing up where everything wasn't geared exactly to you. And so now as adults, they just can't expand, but that's, I guess it's up to the rest of us to help guide them along. But so like with the recent Christopher Nolan movie, The Odyssey, and I think what Christopher Nolan was doing, because he strikes me as someone who's able to like move beyond and look at humanity and connect on a human level as opposed to go past race. And I think that's what he was trying to do with the casting choices and with the Odyssey, right? Because most people, unless you were one of those people who went there looking for a reason to be angry, most people just sunk into the story and just started watching the story. And the fact that this character, Helen of Troy, was black, and the little guy that got the arrow, he's a trans character. Nobody cared, most people didn't care. They just sunk into the story. Because good stories are supposed to give us insight into the human experience, right? Not the racial experience. And some people, that's their only framework for everything. It has to be exactly how it was when I was a little boy, like I read it in the comic books back when, but everything has to evolve. Everything does evolve. Everything should evolve. In fact, the fact that we are being recycled, these same comic book stories and comic book heroes, they're trying to keep us from evolving. And that's why we're not getting any new heroes, new characters. That plus, if we get new characters and we start to like the new characters, then these properties they paid billions of dollars for become less valuable. So they pretend that these are the only characters that exist, and they have to be exactly the way you remember them. And we can't evolve but every generation should have their own heroes and characters, because we all go through different stages in history. So, but we're all stuck doing the same stories over and over with the same characters. Well, this time, this person's wearing the Batman mask. Now it's this person, but it's just the same. Because they don't want us to move to the next evolution, because the next step, the same people who are in power might not be in power. So they're just holding on real tight, like just keep everything the same, because we don't know what's next and we're afraid of what's next.
This episode is brought to you by Darius Loves. It's a short story available on Amazon and Spotify. Check it out and leave a review.